Good day, YouTube. It is the 3rd of February, 2022, and we have the 1985 Honda Goldwing Aspencade barn find in the shop today. Today will be a Will It Run video. So we got it home here the other day. Had to leave it outside. I had a motorcycle cover that my friend gave me with the bike that I took to the laundromat to wash before I even put it on. And it sat outside, so we got it in today. Really hard to push in the gravel and getting it up into the shop today. Brakes are dragging a little bit, plus they're not exactly light. But we did get it in here, and I kind of wore out for it. Anyway, that's good. We got it in here. We got a couple heaters going because it's a little frosty out this morning, but not too bad. It should be a pretty nice day. Should warm up a little bit anyway. I do have an appointment to run to pretty soon, and we'll be back on this. Goal for today is to see if it runs. So first order of business would be fuel. I have a battery for this thing. I'm not going to put it in. These have an electric fuel pump. Fuel pump is right there. A little rusty. The last thing I want to do is pump anything that was in that tank into those carbs in hopes that the carbs are still okay. So when you shut this key off on this thing, which it was last shut off in 28 years ago, 1994 was the approximate date of its last ride. Should have been no more fuel going to the carburetor, so I think there's a chance that the carburetors will live. A chance. What's the percentage I give it? Well, let's not chat about that right now. Let's just move on. So what we got to do to get to the fuel lines and so forth is this is an aftermarket plate. Interestingly enough, it's actually correct for this bike. Sold back in the day, you'd never get that today. So it's the right color and everything. I don't really like it. I like to see the engines, but because it's so correct, we'll probably put the dang thing back on. But when you got to get them pulled off so we can get to the fuel lines, the fuel shut-off valve is right through there. I see somebody has likely thrown some black paint on it. That's so it doesn't show up so well through that little hole. So let's get those plates taken off. We'll get to the fuel lines, and the fuel filler neck is right through here. I did take this thing to the car wash because it was, again, in a barn, so it's pretty dirty. And I see we have a little mouse nest left to clean, which I didn't open that to clean, but hey, that's what you get in a barn situation. So we'll get that little bit of stuff vacuumed out of there, and then we'll put a sniffer down in the gas tank, see what we're working with here. Getting the fuel tank out of this is I think you got to pull a motor out. I don't think it's coming out. Whatever we do, we'll clean it in place. There is a filter. Should be right down in there. I'm not sure if you can see it at all. We'll probably put a temporary filter on it, and then we'll change it for a correct one. Not sure if I have a correct one handy. These fit in a little clamp in there, but I can get one ordered and we can put an inline fuel filter in there for, let's just say, testing purposes, until we run a little bit of fuel through this thing. Optimistic, aren't I, that we'll run some fuel through this thing. So anxious to get it running, and then obviously we'll get through the brakes, get those cleaned up. I think they will just clean up, and we'll kind of take it from there. The controls all seem to work. Right now the clutch reservoir is dry. I may open that up and put some .4 brake fluid in there because we got nothing happening here. You do want to be sure you use .4 in this because that's what it came with. That's what it tells you to put in it. .4. And you wouldn't want to mix it with anything else. I'm sure I have some mixed in with everything else in the world of, yeah, look at that .4. Got a couple cans over there, and then you know your .3 for everything else. .4 is a higher temperature. You'll see that on a lot of motorcycles and so forth. So without further discussion, let's take those screws out, get these plates off. Might have to take the heel toe shifter off to get that plate all the way off of there, unless I can move it out of my way. We'll get these side covers off. These should just pull off. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the battery's gone. It's not a bad thing. All right, it's going to take two hands to avoid scratching it, but I can see battery's gone. He was in a process of changing the battery out, evidently in 1998. That's what he gave me the battery. Never had electrolyte put in it. Even relicensed it in 98. But I don't think it ever run or rode. I think it sat since 94. He made a little attempt to get it going in 98, and other things come up as they do. And I think it just stayed parked. All right, let me get some stuff off of here and I'll bring you back in a little while. All right, here's an update. We got the side covers off, these side covers off. Pulled the fuel line off. I put a temporary fuel line on it into a drain pan in case there was a lot of fuel in the tank to drain. The fuel in the tank was minimal at best. So I don't know if I'm going to hope it evaporated and it didn't go into the carburetors, because the tank looks bad. It's kind of chunky in there. So here's what I've done. I put most of a can of carburetor cleaner, sprayed it into the tank, followed it up by 3/4 of a can of Seafoam, and a couple quarts of gasoline. And we're just letting it sit here and soak. I got an appointment here to run to, so I'll be back in an hour or so. And then we'll drain that stuff out of there. I did take the fuel pump loose so I could get to the clamps, but I'm not sure that I need to go there right now. I'll probably leave that stock filter in place. I haven't checked the oil yet. We can here in a minute. And then I thought, well, we better pull that air filter out of there. We did. It's been chewed on a little bit. It's pretty grody. And there's a lot of stuff down in the air box. Can you see in there? Yeah. So we got to vacuum that out. So you always want to check the air box when you get around to trying to start something like this. Especially if it's been in a barn with other critters, and that's what we've got. So again, fuel pump, I got it unbolted so I can get to the clamps, but not sure that I'll need to mess with that at least right now as we go for the will it run. So let's let that gas tank soak. We'll get at least something out of that tank. We'll get it drained out here in an hour or two, and then we'll put some fuel back in it. We'll hook up the original fuel line. We'll put the battery in it, and we'll crank it. All right, guys. Cross your fingers. Let me know in the comments real quick if you think it's going to go. After seeing the fuel tank is my first doubts. Some of the rest of this thing, it wasn't too bad, but yeah, pulling the carbs isn't a lot of fun on these. But we'll do it if we have to, right? Catch you in a little bit. All right, we vacuumed out the air box. I pulled the cover off this clutch master cylinder. It doesn't look too bad in there. It's just the tiniest little bit of fluid in the bottom. We're going to soak that out with a blue towel. And then we'll put some fluid in it. We'll see if we can get a clutch back. You can kind of get, there's just, you know, the tiniest little bit of dirt down in there. You can get it wiped clean. Here we go. All right, let's grab some .4. I've been successful with this a number of times, just working the lever, working the air out, give it a little time. I want you to be able to see the bubbles. Let me get you zoomed in here a little closer. There we go, little adjustment there. I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping the piston's moving. Because it ain't doing anything if the piston ain't moving. Let's look. I think we're working. It's a game of patience sometimes. I'm not seeing anything yet. Kind of visualize where the fluid level is and see if we're gaining anything. But I'm hoping that we'll see air bubbles here pretty soon. We can let this thing sit a little while. And hopefully it improves. I can't really tell if the piston's moving or not for sure. Feels like we got something going. Alright, I'm going to keep working with that. We'll let it sit and we'll see if we are successful. I might pull the top off the front brake master cylinder and just either suck all the fluid out of it, clean it up, top it off, and go from there. The front brake actually works. And if you're not familiar, these 1200s have, when you hit the brake pedal on the right side, you get a front brake and the rear brake. And then the handle bar front brake is the other front brake. So there's a caliper on both sides of the front wheel, does 80% of your braking. You get one of them with the foot brake and the rear brake, then you get the other front one with the hand brake. That's how they work. Alright, let me continue to work on that clutch and off and on today and letting it sit, and hopefully we'll break through the air bubble. Hopefully the piston's moving and we can get some clutch. Alright, checking back with you. Alright, we got the fuel out of this thing. There was a lot more gas in there than I thought there was, and that's a good thing. I am more confident now the gas didn't go through the electric fuel pump into the carburetors all this time than it did actually just sit in the tank. So we got, a couple gallons, maybe a little more out of it. I did use an air compressor and blow air into the fuel tank, through the filler nozzle to a little bit pressurize the tank to get this fuel out of there. And it's out of there. So, yeah, it's smelly fuel. It's definitely yellow. It's stale. I don't know. I mean, this gas went in there in roughly 1994. And I don't remember when ethanol became in the gas. But I'm not feeling like this was ethanol fuel. Because I would expect it to have been worse than it is. Yeah, it smells, but it's not horrible for being that old. So anyway, maybe somebody out there knows and throw it in the comment. When did we get ethanol in the fuel? Don't remember. Have to Google it. Anyway, it's out of the tank now, or at least everything that would come out that way, pressurized and blew it out. So we're good. So we need to put some fuel back in it because we're going to see if this thing will start. Let me show you what my plan is. So I got about half a gallon of gas in this can, non-ethanol premium. And I'm going to put some two-stroke oil in it. Just some Honda two-stroke oil that I just have on a shelf. And that's to give the cylinder some lubrication. So a real precision amount of about that much into a half a gallon. Oops, I was a little shy. There, now I feel better about it. Let's do that. We're going to put the rest of this can of seafoam in it. About a third of a can, I think. About there. Yeah. Right on. I missed the garbage. All right, mix it up a little bit. Let's get it in the bike. Okay, Goldwing, here's some real gas. It does have 2-stroke oil in it, so it's going to smoke, but that's good. That'll just get everything, all the top end all lubed up. Oh yeah, you're liking that. That means something's going to happen. Besides sit around for years and years. Okay. Now then, let's see if that 24-year-old battery will crank this thing. Alright guys, we got the new old stock battery in, and I cranked it a few times. It does crank. So even the radio works and all the lights seem to work. So we've got that going for us, even if it doesn't run, right? I do have a battery charger hooked up to it. It might as well get all the help it can get. I love these other will it run videos when they wait till the battery's absolutely shot before they hook the battery charger up. I'll never understand that. You know you're going to run the battery dead eventually. Hook the battery charger up front. Give it all the help it can get. We've done that. Let's see if she'll fire. All right? Come on, baby. Oh yeah, the cord's in my way. Let's put the gas cap on. Let the horsepower's out. Let's close this out of the way. Like this. Choke is here on the handlebars. Alright. Key is on. Come on, baby. Let's run again, okay? Okay. Here we go. I turned all the lights on. No reason for that. Come on. Give it a little assistance. Remember, we got 2-stroke oil in the gas. Hopefully the gas is getting there. Hopefully. Got some starter fluid here somewhere. There we are. Come on, baby. All right, it's promising. Come on. couple cylinders. These things have 2 coils, and it's not super uncommon that one set could go out. But let's see. It could be anything. It's running mostly on its own. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's let her sit for a minute. Think about what it has done and what it's about to do. Alright? We'll give her a few. Alright, let's grind on it. Oh, we're blowing chunks out the tailpipe. Oh, you know what? There's a tailpipe missing. Interesting. That means the mice have made a home in the exhaust. Interesting. Alright, baby. Think of it. We'll go for a nice long ride. Are you ready for that? Choke. Whoa. That was a good one. Come on. That was a good one. Hold that choke down a little farther. Come on. Let's do that again. Come on. Come on, buddy. All 4. Let's go. Get them in there. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, by the way, when I checked the oil, it was plenty full and brand new. Brand new oil. Come on. Wants all the chips. Come on. 3 or 4 cylinders. 1400 RPM we have. We need 4 RPM. Come on, buddy. top off the fuel, which will reduce the amount of oil, lessen the smoke. Put a little bit of choke back on it. It's been 28 years since this baby's run, and it is running, and it's on all four now. On all four cylinders. Not sure if the carb's shut the key off because I want to see how she restarts. There's the electric fan. That a spark show. So I've got the throttle on just a little bit, the throttle lock on just a little bit, because it would quite idle, but it's really, really close. I think a few heat cycles and we got it. I mean, I think the carburetors will get happier. I'm going to dump a little more seafoam in it and some more fuel, because there's probably a little residual old gas down there, and that's not helping anything. But guys, it runs. It runs. It's not a long ways from riding. We got some stuff to do with clutch and brakes and things. Most of the electrical seems to be well sorted. So, oh, listen to that. Listen. So this is the third 1200 Goldwing I've had. Had 1500 Goldwing, had a 1500 Valkyrie Interstate, had all kinds of fun stuff. You know, never ride like we used to, but this could be a keeper. Look at the chunk out of that tailpipe. Oh my stars. That was somebody's home there for a long time. I'll bet it'll blow stuff out of there for a while, but I think we got 80% of it. Listen. Nice. Guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification, because we're going to do some more videos on this Goldwing eventually. Maybe not real soon, but we're going to get there. This kid's got to go back to work full-time for a while. And I guess make a living for his last project. Last one more year, then we'll retire. We'll do this a little more often. Guys, thanks again. Thumbs up on the way out. Catch you on the next one.